In our Eye on Money series, we talk about kids and money. More than 1/3 of parents admit they don't talk money with their kids. But 84% of teens say they look to their parents for guidance on managing their cash. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger shows us how moms and dads can start the conversation. Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
So this is interesting. People say they don't talk to their kids about money because they want to let their kids be kids. So how early should this conversation start?
You know, experts, and I'm talking about basically cognitive psychologists who really understand how kids' brains work, they say you can start talking to them as early as age 3. And what you're talking about at that point is coins and the difference between coins. The value of money versus something that's free. Hey, you spend time with your friend, that's free. You go out and you buy an ice cream cone, costs money. And you also want to introduce this concept of work. Hey, mom's going to work today because things cost money, and as a result, she's got to work to pay for those things.
Yeah, that conversation comes up in my house.
Yeah, I bet.
Jill, I was raised in a house where you don't talk about money because it's considered impolite. I also didn't get an allowance, and you're saying that we should give kids an allowance?
Well, you know what? I think allowance is good because it really helps kids understand the value of spending money and what that means.
Should they have to do something for an allowance?
You know, that's been a split controversy. So some people say, you know, for chores, yes, but I think generally speaking, there's a certain basic amount of stuff kids do in their home, and they don't get paid for that. What we would suggest is that an allowance is used to replace money parents are spending on some extras, right? So you want a brand new scooter, you're going to have to save part of your allowance for that scooter. I'm not going to buy it for you. And we start to look at paying an allowance as early as age 6. You know what is also cool about an allowance? You can introduce the concept of saving. You can say, you know what, we're going to go to the bank, we're going to open up an account, 10% goes into this account, the rest you can spend on doing fun stuff for yourself.
What about when they get a little bit older? They're teenagers now. What's the secondary conversation you have?
Always start with debt, okay? Credit card debt, budgeting, and as we talk to college kids, even bring up the concept of credit scores. This is hugely important. We want kids to understand these basic financial concepts.
It's like an SAT for your money. They
Absolutely.
understand SAT scores. What about in college? Same conversation?
Yeah, and you know, you also want to talk about their pay. They're getting paid usually to work, the difference between gross pay and net pay. You want to talk about starting to save for retirement. You want to start to talk about their contribution to their own savings. This is so important. Stress it. Good behavior starts young, right through their teens.
All right, Jill Schlesinger. Thanks.